Let's start with this beautiful, very short video I want to show you as we continue with Liechtenstein. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready to see this. It's so beautiful. But you'll see what I mean when I say like one side of the country is kind of flat. I'm flat, but I mean like that's where the river, cuts through, so it's more, level, and then it shears right up to the mountains from there. All right. Let's turn the music on. I'm sure it's got good. Oh. Restart the program. I could lose everything. What is I going to do now? Which one should I choose? Restart? Close? I'll probably lose everything. I know, but I'm going to lose the live stream thing too now. Oh, maybe not. Okay, maybe not. That was a good choice. Here we go. Can you guys see okay if you look at your computers? Can everyone see okay by staring at their computer? You don't need your computers. It's all pure, unless you're doing the live stream. Look at that. So see what I mean? How flat it is here, like the cities and everything, and then right on the edge of town. It's like really most places that have mountains, right? Wherever the mountains start, it's not that hilly really in front of it, and all of a sudden they just come out of nowhere. Oops. I was gonna say it must be rush hour because I see there's a couple of cars that went by. Right there. Now this is I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. This is their soccer stadium where their national team plays. But this is pretty much the only place that they play, other than when they are like the visiting team. But they don't get pretty far. But you'll see that in a minute. But that's how big it is. Not that big, really. We could probably seat more people in our football stadium. They've shown all the country already. Yeah. It doesn't take that long to show the whole country. You don't need 4 minutes and 6 seconds. Maybe 2, and then you're just showing like at evening, at morning. It's like, well, I think I saw that mountain already. No, they've already started. There's that pond again, I mean, there's so many ponds. And then all of a sudden, then you're showing like boring stuff again. Anyway, it is beautiful though. I think I could live there. Huh? No, I think I could live there if they made me. If I had to, I could make it work somehow. Okay, so back to our slideshow here. So I think that's where I left off with the church here. Oh, let me fix this here like I did before. Preview. Ta-da. Perfect. All right. So yeah. So hey. Tell him I don't know. Actually, it was part of a panoramic video we were watching of tell him it's by an artist from Liechtenstein, the country of Liechtenstein. He'll be very impressed with you. Bonus points. So Roman Catholicism, that's, like I said, that's the official religion, state religion, I guess you'd say, but that's not the right word for it. But there are other churches there too, obviously. But what that means is the royal family is Catholic, so therefore they are. The country is. There's their cathedral, not that big. There's plenty of churches much bigger than this, just right here in the Diocese of Tulsa. But it's beautiful and it's old, and it's their cathedral. So they have a bishop there, everything. Yeah. Archbishop, I think. All right, the soccer team, football team. This is their little logo. I think they have a new logo now. I'll show it to you. But they have the crown on their jerseys. See, like on the crown on the flag back there. It's the same like design. It has more color to it here. Well, I know it's hard to read. I'm going to read some of this to you just a little bit. But there's the team. I think I showed you already, didn't I? They're very excited. They're very hopeful every year. They're like Chicago Cubs or something, that's the thing Chicago Cubs say at the end of most every season they've had. Well, there's always next year. That's what they're saying. But at the beginning, though, they're really hopeful. Look at them. They're ready to go to business. But then when they go take care of business, this is what happens. So this is 2018. This was the World Cup qualifying matches. So just to get into the World Cup, they don't just let every country in because, well, there's too many countries to have a tournament with. So they got to narrow it down in these qualifying matches. Liechtenstein tries to qualify. This was the last World Cup was 2018. The next one will be 2022. So next year, I guess. Here's the qualifying thing. They lost to Spain. If you can see the first one, that's Spain, 8-0. Crushing defeat. But let's be honest, the Spaniards have good soccer, right? I mean, if you know anything about soccer, Spain, Italy, Germany, a lot of these countries really, right? They lost to Albania in the next round at 2-0. Now, here's a high point for the season. They lost to Israel 2-1. So they scored a goal. That's a victory. That's a psychological victory, But yeah, we lost. We scored a goal because the next time they played Italy, and that again, Italy, at times dominates world soccer. But they lost Italy 4-0. They probably look at that like, yeah, but Italy though is really good, and we only lost 4-0. It's not like Spain; it was 8-0. See, that's the coaches have to say these kind of things in the locker room. You got to say something positive eventually. Then they played. I don't even know this. Well, I do. FYR Macedonia. I know Macedonia. That's in the old Yugoslavia. Anyway, they lost to Macedonia 3-0. Then they played Italy again. Lost 5-0. So 4-0 wasn't bad enough. They lost 5-0. I don't know what the coach says in the locker room at that point. Then they lost to the powerhouse of Albania 2-0. Then they lost to Spain again 8-0. They beat them in the first round 8-0, beat them again 8-0. They played Israel again the team they scored a goal against, but they lost 1-0. Lydia, you seen a pattern here? Yeah. And then they played Macedonia again. Macedonia apparently had upped their game a little bit, beating them 3-0 a week before, or a month before. The next month they beat them 4-0. They weren't merciful like the Spanish, who I think 8 points is enough. You know, they're good guys. Let's just get. So that was what happened there. So that's why their stadium is smaller than our football stadium, probably. You got to have the fans that come. First of all, you got to have a program. You know. So that's that. So what they do is they stick to skiing, because there's in some ways they've been successful with skiing because they have mountains, and soccer is just not their thing. Here's their logo, that new logo I was talking about. But they use that a different one here. What they have? Oh, this thing here. Anyway, so look at this. They got beautiful mountains. They got these little ski villages thing. They've got, look at this. This one looks like in the summertime. Gorgeous. You can rent these little chalets here. Look at these nice houses here. I don't know if you can rent all these, but some of them probably are private, but are privately owned. I think that everything in Liechtenstein is extremely expensive. Yes. Because there's not very much property in Liechtenstein. It's just a small country. But they also kind of, I think they intentionally kind of inflate like the value of things. And how do I say it, Max? To keep the riffraff out. You know? Yeah. They don't want everybody living there. Right? Every American who or any American from wherever they came from who won the lottery could build, if it were that way, they put it out of reach for those people as well, you know? I bet these are multi-million-dollar homes right here. I'm sure they are. Hello.
Pardon the interruption. It's Mrs. Warren. Maxwell needs to collect his books and head to the doctor.
All right, thank you. I didn't realize I had that function here.
Bye.
Thank you. All right, she's impressed that I'm impressed. Good. So that's a good question. These are expensive homes, and take it easy. And yeah, see these things over here in this field? Can you see those little? Oh, you really can't see them. They look like little like tombstones that are sticking up or something on the side of a mountain. They're these metal. Well, they get made out of wood too, but usually I think they're metal now today. And they stick up out, and see how they're kind of lined up. I don't know if you can tell or not. They're kind of in these. They're like boop, boop, boop. They're to somehow they work with the snow. They keep the snow from like avalanching down, you know, like all of a sudden it kind of they're like supports, you know. So the snow is like building up around these things, and then somehow these, even though there's not a fence between these things, you could be like something like somehow it keeps the snow in place to some degree, worth enough at least to go ahead and put those things out there. And they've got to be pretty firmly in the ground. I mean, it takes some work to put them up. But these, I see these in Germany too, in the south, where it's more mountainous or hilly, to keep the snow from coming on down the way here. I don't know. It works for them, so there's that. More skiing. And now these are those little houses I mentioned earlier that are pretty much just like for hunting or for skiing. So you want to go ski there, and it's just like a very simple little house, like a couple of beds, maybe a little kitchenette, bathroom. Very simple little cabins or little chalets. These are nicer down here, but probably these are to rent. Maybe they're owned by some people. This to me looks like this could be in any country, any German-speaking country. But you'll notice, I don't know if you can see, but we talked this. There's this area called Malbun, and Malbun is where the best skiing is. It's up in the Alps, and you can see that there's a restaurant on the bottom floor. It says Alpen Hotel Malbun, but it also says restaurant over here. What are the Alpen? Right, and Malbun's the city. And so there's a restaurant down here on the bottom level. This is the entrance right about here. I can see some windows. And then up above here, that's the hotel. So it looks like there's 3 stories. There's actually a kind of a third story up here on top. It actually probably stretches back all the way back here. You got like a second story and a third, this story. So you got a restaurant story, and it's kind of built on the hill, so it's a little bit different. But Looks to me like this looks to me like a typical hotel in Germany too, or Austria. Just very typical, locally owned hotel. They don't look like, you know, they're not like, they have Marriotts and all that kind of stuff too, but that kind of hotel. But not maybe not as many as we have, but a lot of hotels just like this. So you could stay here. You could probably like hop on some kind of a golf cart or whatever and be to the what do you call that? Where do you go? You on the gondola and all? What do you call it? Is there a word for that place where you go to? Ski lift. Thank you. The ski lift. Thank you. See, I just yeah. And so you could probably go like right there. Or you could probably cross country ski to the ski lift if you want to. Are cross country skis different than snow skiing, like downhill skiing?
What?
You know, cross country skis where you just are like walking with skis on, you know, but you use poles. Aren't those different? Aren't they more narrow or something? Or the downhill skis narrower? Maybe so. Anyway, I think they're different kind of skis. You know what cross country skiing is, right? It's a sport in the Olympics where they go fast though, but it's like, you know what else I'm talking about? Do you know what the biathlon is? I think the biathlon is one of my favorite Olympic events. You have to cross-country ski like 3 kilometers, which is a long way to cross-country ski. Because it's hard. It's like, you know, it's like running in sand or something, right? You know, but it's hard. And then you have a rifle on your back, and then you've got to hit a target with your rifle at like 100 yards or something. I mean, a tiny little target. And so most people, like me especially, would be like cross-country skiing, and then your arms would be a little bit shaky, you know, from your muscles being, you know, exerted so much. So you got to be able to hold this rifle like steady enough to hit a little target like the size of a quarter or something. Not 100 yards, but it's pretty far away, far enough. And then you put the rifle back on your back, and then you cross-country ski a few more kilometers and do it again. It's crazy. It's an Olympic sport, but it's one of those sports though that I like this kind of sport. It's a sport like that comes from like a real skill. Like if you lived in the Alps or you lived in you know, northern Norway or Sweden or Finland, this would be the way you would survive, is that you were able to get out in the morning, cross country ski, you see an elk or whatever they have, you know, deer or whatever, you shoot it at a distance, and then you gotta like carry the thing back. That's the hard part, right? So it's like a sport that like goes along with like rodeos that way too. Rodeos, like, you know, what the cowboys do in a rodeo is actually emulates a real skill. You got to keep your cattle together, right? And one of them tries to run away, well, you chase after it, and I guess you lasso it, right? Do they still do that? Are people lasso? I mean, other than the rodeo, I suppose there's no better way to do that. There's no robot that does that. I don't know. But now they just put the cattle on a truck, right? I mean, I see them on the highway. I just say goodbye to them. Then I say hello again, like at Wendy's or something. Hey, I saw you on I-44. All right, that's the hotel. How did I get onto that? That's crazy. Oh, biathlon. All right. Now, here is where they have shined in sports, especially Olympic sports and on the world stage, is in skiing. So there's this girl, Hanne Wenzel. Hanne Wenzel has won Olympic medals in skiing in 1976 and 1980 Winter Olympics, and she's won a total of 4 medals. She has 2 golds, a silver, and a bronze. So pretty impressive. So she has 2 golds at Lake Placid in New York at the Olympics 1980, and she has a silver from Lake Placid in downhill skiing, and she has a bronze from the 76 Olympics in Innsbruck, Austria. And then she has world championship medals, 2 golds, 2 silvers, and a bronze at different world championship events. So that's Hanne Wenzel. The sister of Hanne Wenzel is, there's 2 people. There's Hanne Wenzel and Andreas Wenzel, I'll get to in a minute. And their sister is Petra Wenzel, and she competed in the Olympics. I don't think she didn't win a medal, but all right, that's a pretty big deal to get to the Olympics anyway. 1980, 1984, she was in Sarajevo, was the 84 Olympics, I forget. Oh, 80 was Lake Placid. So she was competing maybe against her sister there. So we have this 3-person family of the Wenzels, Hani, Andreas, and Petra, all in the Olympics in 80 and 84, and some of them were there in 76. Okay, so that's that. Then here's Andreas Wenzel, the brother of the three, and he won a silver at Lake Placid in 80 and a bronze in Sarajevo in 84, and he's got a gold and 2 silvers at different world championships. So those are the three, again, brothers and sisters, Andreas, Petra, and Hani, and it goes on. Now there's Hani Weirater. We had Hani Wenzel, right? She is the daughter of World Cup racer of a guy, Harti Weirater, and her mother is also named Hani. Now, we don't see that in America very much, ever, with women. Men, yes. Men name their sons, give them their name. You don't see very often mothers giving their daughters their names, do you? We need to have more like Catherine Matulus Jr.
No.
Yes, right. What's your mom's name?
Jane.
Jane Matulus III would be your daughter's name. How you would also be Jane in the set. I don't know, something like that. Like a Roman numeral. That's all the cool stuff, right? Well, that's Hani Wenzel. The Hani Wenzel, who's this young girl here, she is the daughter of Hani Wenzel, who married another Olympic skier. This guy, Harti Weirater, and together they have what else? You know, I mean, I don't believe in like eugenics and all that, but with a skiing family like the Wenzels marrying into another ski family, of course their daughter is going to be an Olympic skier. Yeah, I mean, be talented. And Hani Weirater won the bronze medal in 2018, and she has a what do you call it? Instagram, you know, and she puts videos on there of her like, so she's getting ready for the next Winter Olympics, which must be 2022 also, right? So anyway, also but they're all from Liechtenstein, except for Harti, the dad, this guy who married the older Hani. He's from Austria. So she's the niece of the other two, Petra and Andreas Wenzel. There she is. Now, let's watch her, okay? She's really good. I don't know how the people do these things. I don't know how you think that fast, but they're going so fast on this, you know, on the snow, and they come so close to those flags, like, because it's, what do you call it, slalom? What do you call it when you have to ski between the flags or around the flags? Like it's kind of like a serpentine. But you know, it's slalom, right? But they have the flags, and you can't go on this side of the flag. You got to come around this side of it. So in order to cut down their time, the closer you can get to that flag, the better, right? I mean, they even hit the flag a lot. Their arm like hits the flag a lot of times. That's how close they're coming to it. And but this is called the Super Giant Slalom, or the Super G. And I don't think that is necessarily an Olympic event, but it is something they do in the World Championships. And this is, I believe that's where this video comes from. So here we go. Watch Hani Weirater. There she is. Kind of gives away the ending. Oh, look who the sponsor is, by the way. Can you see that? Oops.
Milka.
Take that away. How can I get that?
Chocolate.
Yeah, look, there's the Milka chocolate. Believe me, the skiers that are here do not touch the stuff. That's like McDonald's being a sponsor for the Olympic team. You think those guys are eating McDonald's? Probably not. Okay, how do I get back to this now? Here we go. Milka. This is yeah, this is not her. Do you see the flags I'm talking about? Right there? How they hug, look how close they come. She's from Austria. So here's Weirater. From Liechtenstein. "105 kilometers," it said she's going. And then here's a girl from Switzerland. So see it put her in first place. There she is. She won. All right. So she won that. Then they had her make this commercial for to encourage people to come to Liechtenstein to ski, like a travel commercial. And it's based around that city of Malboon. I just mentioned where that red hotel was. And of course, she's the face of skiing in Liechtenstein. So here you go. You see it okay, Pink? Or Chloe, can you see it? I know you like skiing. There you go. Look at her. She's cute. All right, Malboon. There we go. That's there. It says the talent mill for World Cup champions and Olympic medalists. Wow. You can also ski there if you want to. All right. So, oh, one more. This is her training. Those poles are kind of funky looking, aren't they? They're like angled. They sped it up. Watch how close the flags come by. Look how close she is to them. Like right for her shoulder. Okay, well, she's pretty good, I guess, you know. Better than me at skiing. Okay, there you go. All right. Fun stuff, huh?
Yeah.
So maybe we can go there on a field trip sometime
Yeah.
and just do some skiing. Skifahren. Oops. Skifahren. All right. Let's look at the vocabel then. Für Freitag. Let's shuffle these up a little bit. Or about to iron. What's the verb to iron? Anyone? Bügeln. And the dryer, like a clothes dryer. Freitag. Dryer is a Wäschetrockner. Wäschetrockner. We have the word Wäsche coming a couple times. Take out the trash. Yeah, Müll. Rausbringen. Set the table.
Tisch. Oh, wait.
Yeah, Tisch. Say again. Den Tisch decken. Deck den Tisch. We say deck the halls, don't we? Deck the halls with what?
Bills.
Boughs. Boughs of holly.
It's not bills.
No, it's boughs. Bells of holly doesn't make sense, does it?
I've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, it's a way with a lot of songs. I sing a lot of Elton John songs with totally different lyrics. Because as a kid, I heard it a certain way. I didn't, because he sings kind of funny, and maybe it's his British accent. I don't know. Anyway, that's okay. Washing machine, we had a Wäschetrockner. This is the Waschmaschine to clear the table. We had den Tisch decken. Now get rid of everything. It's also den Tisch, something. Different verb though. Abräumen. Ab means like off. Right?
Den Tisch abräumen.
There we go. So to clean off the table. Just to wash. We had before already. Waschen. To vacuum. Come on.
Wait,
Staub. Saugen. Staubsaugen. Staubsaugen. To do dishes. Set the table. This is Geschirr spülen. Geschirr is the general word for all kinds of pots, pans, silverware, cups, plates, saucers, whatever. That's all. Geschirr spülen. Tidy, everything's in order or orderly. Like this cute little room. Like an IKEA commercial. Ordentlich. Almost see the word orderly in there. Ordentlich. To make the bed. Bett machen, ja, das Bett machen. To sweep, the verb to sweep. Fegen. F-E-G-E-N. To wipe or to wipe off, to mop is wischen. We have waschen and wischen. Clean, this is the adjective clean. Not too clean, but just clean. Anybody? Sorry? 9, spülen is to rinse. This is sauber. Sauber is the adjective for clean. Dirty, though. We have 2 words for dirty. This one is schmutzig. I don't know, filthy and dirty, whatever, schmutzig. This one will come in a minute. To mow the lawn, a whole different one. Mow the lawn. Rasen mähen. This is the lawn here. This is the verb to mow, mähen. Laundry. We already had this word as part of another word, and also part of the dryer. We had the word too. Part of the word for clothes dryer. Who knows? What's the verb to wash the laundry? Anyone know that? Okay, so Wäsche. Die Wäsche waschen. So the laundry is just die Wäsche. The dryer was a Wäschetrockner. It's a pigsty. Es ist ein Saustall. Saustall. Sau, pig, stall. Filthy. We had already had dreckig, I think. This is, oh no, we had schmutzig. This is dreckig. Those are very similar. I mean, I don't know, filthy, dirty, whatever. To clean, the verb to clean. That's to sweep. But they can be part of cleaning though, right? But this is the whole general word is putzen. Putzen. Now, a broom, we had fegen. That's what you do with this thing, but what is the word for a broom? Der Besen. Der Besen. To clean up. Like clean up your room. That kind of clean up. Aufräumen. We had abräumen to clean off the table or clear off the table. And this is clean up. We use that in English, right? We say, clear off this table. Clean up this room. We use up and off, like, and same thing in German. Aufräumen, abräumen. To do laundry, I just told you this one. Or you told me? 9. What's the word to wash? Waschen. What's the word for laundry? Die Wäsche. Yeah, the umlaut makes a difference in the way it sounds. Wäsche, waschen. Umlaut a, Wäsche, Wäsche, waschen. To wash, I just said already. Wait, this might actually be to rinse. I'm sorry, to rinse. Spülen. We have Geschirr spülen. The thing, what's this thing called, the vacuum cleaner? The verb is Staubsaugen. What's the? Sauger. Staubsauger. It's a dust sucker. Dust. Isn't there a brand of vacuum cleaner called the? No, it's a Dust Devil. Dust Devil. We should start one called the vacuum market seems kind of saturated right now. Too many vacuum engineers out there right now. hard to compete with Dyson and Shark and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Forget about that idea I had. That's why I'm not in business. To iron. Well, I got that twice. What is it again? It was the very first one we had. What's it called? Someone told me already. Well, I forget who said it. No, to iron. Bugle. It was the very first word and the last word. I got it twice in this list.
Bugle.
Maybe I'll give it to you twice in the vocab.
Yeah.
Bugle is to iron. The thing you actually iron with is called a bugle eisen. And eisen is the word for iron.
Oh.
But iron like the you know, on the periodic chart, iron. But what do you call it? The material, what element, right? What I'm looking for? The metal or
The
whatever.
element. Aluminum.
Element, like
Aluminum.
aluminum
Yeah.
or gold or silver. And then there's iron. And but you know why they're called iron? So like we think maybe that's two separate things, like, oh, it's just like a word that has two meanings. But irons used to be, my parents have like some of these antique irons, and it's just like a handle with like a triangular chunk of iron attached to it, flat on the bottom. And they would talk about having irons in the fire. Well, they have an iron, they put it in the fire, like on the coals, and heat it up. Not too much though. And then the iron absorbs the heat, and then you don't want to get too hot though. And then you ironed your clothes with a piece of iron. Now they're made out of Teflon or something, or who knows what? Probably aluminum with Teflon coating on it. And so, but that's well, we still call it an iron. Well, that's what I call it. Bugle is the verb to do the activity. Bugle, but the thing is called bugle eisen. The actual, tool is called bugle eisen because it used to be a piece of iron, like we call it here. Eisen is iron, I-R-O-N. Is iron on the periodic chart? It's an element, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Do you take chemistry or do you? Okay, so I think I know the answer to this. It may sound like a stupid question, but I'm okay admitting I'm ignorant about some things. So if we ran out of iron somehow, let's pick another. Helium. I think we are running out of helium.
We would have no
Say-
balloons.
Right, but that's the most important thing. But if we ran out of helium, like can you create helium?
No.
Can you make an element or remake it? Yes. There are quite a few. I think there's a handful that are man-made elements, right? I that much I know. But the like these basic ones, like people tried for centuries to make gold. Well, that's the way I have chemistry, by the way, is through the kings of different little countries saying, well, we need to make some gold. If we could just make gold, we could. We'll be rich, yeah, that'll be great. And but no one could do it though, right? So, or did someone make that happen? I don't think so. No, I wish. No. So I think all the elements, other than these few handful of man-made ones, but there's got to be some criteria for those man-made ones that. Some elements, just appear like for microseconds, like they're there and then they're gone, like element 115 or something. Like those are just, they only know about it, it's in a laboratory, and I don't think it's man-made, but I don't know, the way they have to bring it about and everything is, anyway, I don't know much. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it. I just know that it's only is there just briefly and then it's gone. All right, enough about, anyway, iron your clothes, kids. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Just don't use element 115. It's very expensive, and try some uranium or something. Ooh, that's a bad idea. That could come back to bite me. All right, let me back up here a little bit. All right, we got that.
Hey, Mom, you only have 3 minutes.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Liechtenstein took forever.
I'm so sorry.
Are you sad about? Well, I tell you what, we spent more time.
My mom got married on Saturday.
What?
And I moved on Sunday.
Well, I wouldn't even have showed up today if I were you. You're a real trooper.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Well, congratulations to your mom.
I'll tell her.
Tell her.
I will. I really will.
And you like him, right? He's okay.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. Is he good to your mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, you would know. I mean, I'm asking.
Yeah. And we're building a new house right now.
So where did you move to?
He has a penthouse downtown.
Uh-huh.
So we're living in that for a year, and we're building a new house right now.
And where are you building it?
They knocked down ours, like my old house, and they're just
Uh-huh.
putting it in the same spot.
Well, that's nice. And where's your house? Where's your old house?
It's on 25th Street. It's like right there, or there.
Uh-huh.
It's somewhere, it's by a house.
And they're gonna be done with it in a year?
Before Christmas they said, but that's never like correct.
No.
So they usually like say too early, so probably around February of next year.
Okay. Well, living downtown's not so bad.
I have a taser in case anyone tries to kidnap me. It's neon pink.
I'm not sure if you're gonna need that or not, but
Yes. It's in my car. It's pepper spray. So I'm not allowed to have pepper spray. And I'm allowed to have a taser.
is that what the sheriff said, or
No, that's what my
Was that-
mom said.
was that what the judge said when you had that one issue?
What? Yeah, pepper
Did the
spray?
judge tell you you can't have any more pepper spray?
No, we were.
You see those guys that ran into the Capitol on Wednesday, Lydia? People who ran into the Capitol Wednesday?
Yeah,
Real tough guys, you know?
yeah.
Boy, they got hit with that pepper spray. They all turned into they're crying for their mommy all of a sudden. Pepper spray will make you a real believer. I guess. I never had it before, but what did Bryce do to his hair?
I don't know.
What'd you do to your hair, man? What'd you do to your hair? You what? You did what? What'd you do? All right. Hey, Jacob, I just got heard from Jacob because. Hey, Bryce. Jacob tested negative.
Oh, yeah, I know he texted us. Is he coming back
I
Friday?
think Wednesday is when he took the test on Friday.
Yeah.
It took till the day to get the results.
Okay, I have a question there, Weaver.
Yes.
So say Chris tests positive and he was quarantined on Thursday. So would I be quarantined?
What day was he? Oh, I don't know. I don't talk. Well, see, I think they would have talked to you already about that.
Well, he hasn't tested positive yet.
Yeah. See, I don't.
Oh,
No. Sir, I want to tell you something. Like, I don't know, like, how they're like what about, like, there's only been like one teacher that's been quarantined, maybe two. So, I mean, we're around everybody, you know?
I know.
So, but I guess you guys are sitting in one spot for,
a long
so it seems like, but why would they, like, if he let's say he does have it,
Yeah, and they're
and then
keeping
there's
me
like,
here.
and then you're hanging around for 3 or 4 more days,
Yeah.
then they got to get everybody who's been around you.
Yeah,
I would think.
It's,
So I don't understand like the whole, like there's like first-hand exposure, second-hand
Yeah,
exposure, and you may be considered second-hand because he was just exposed. But if he's positive, then it's all different then.
okay.
It's confusing. All right. Okay. Right, we're done. Just